All right, let's talk about something that's basically a cheat code for your own brain. It's called metacognition. And no, this isn't about thinking harder. It's about thinking smarter, about how you think. And it all kicks off with this really wild idea.
Okay, let that sink in for a second. Your brain is trying to kill your potential, not out of malice, out of design. I mean, what does that even mean, right? Well, it means that whole internal battle you feel every single day. That's not you failing. That's not a bug. It's a feature. It's actually part of your biological design.
You know this feeling? I know you do. You finally sit down to do that one important thing. You know, the one that could actually change everything for you. And what happens? Your brain immediately starts going, hey, you know what? We should probably check our phone first. Or, you know, I'm just not in the right headspace for this right now. Let's do it later. Sound familiar? Yeah. That's because it's not just you. It's literally everyone.
So that little negotiation happening in your head, it reveals a pretty huge truth. Your brain isn't always on your side. In fact, it's probably better to think of it like a survival machine that's running some really outdated software. Like software designed for a world that just doesn't exist anymore.
This is the thing you've got to get. Your brain's main goal, it's not your success. It's not your happiness. It's just survival. That's it. It's hardwired to chase comfort, to find safety, and to run away from anything that even smells like a threat. And guess what feels like a threat to it? The effort and the discomfort that are absolutely required for any real growth.
And the scale of this whole thing? It's actually kind of mind-blowing. Get this, you have something like 60,000 thoughts every single day. And the crazy part is, research suggests that a full 90% of those thoughts are the exact same ones you had yesterday. You're basically stuck in a mental Groundhog Day, running the same old programs over and over without even realizing it.
So how do we even start to wrap our heads around this constant internal tug-of-war? Well, there's a really great way to think about it. The animal versus the engineer. These are the two different brains inside your head, and they are always at war.
And this is where you can really see the problem, right? On one side, you've got the animal. This is your fast, emotional gut reaction brain. It's all about comfort, it's super energy efficient, and get this, it makes about 95% of your decisions. Then, on the other side, you've got the engineer. This is your slow, logical brain. It wants growth, but it's really energy expensive. It burns a ton of fuel. And here's the real kicker, it only controls about 5% of your decisions. See the imbalance?
And right there, that is why the advice to just try harder or be more disciplined almost never works. You just can't outmuscle your own biology with willpower. I mean, think about it. In a straight-up fight between the 5% engineer and the 95% animal, who do you think is going to win every time? So if you can't win by brute force, what's the move? Well, you have to play a different game. And that's where this cheat code we're talking about comes in. Metacognition. It's a total shift in how you see things. You stop just being a character in the game running on code, and you become the person writing the code.
So what is metacognition really? The simplest way to put it is, it's thinking about your thinking. That's it. It's like adding this extra layer of awareness that lets you step outside of your own head for a second and just watch what's going on in there, instead of being caught in the middle of the storm.
Let's use an analogy. You can be one of two things. Most of the time, we're just passengers. We're sitting in the back seat of our own mind, getting jerked around by every impulse, constantly hijacked by the animal. Total autopilot. But the metacognitive mind? That's you deciding to be the pilot. You're in the cockpit, you're observing everything from a distance, and you're the one telling the animal where to go. You're consciously making the choices.
Okay, so theory is great, but how do you actually do this stuff, right? Let's get practical. We're going to break it down into a really simple 3-layer framework you can use to take back the controls. It's a 3-step process. Layer 1, you learn to be the observer, just creating a little space between you and your thoughts. Layer 2, you become the pattern recognizer, where you start to see the loops you get stuck in. And finally, Layer 3, you become the architect, and you actually start redesigning your world to help you win. Okay, Layer 1, the observer. Here's the technique. The next time you feel that huge wave of, I don't want to do this, don't fight it. Instead, do this. And yeah, it's going to feel weird at first, but just narrate what's happening out loud, like you're a sportscaster, but in the third person. So you'd say something like, okay, he's feeling a lot of resistance right now. His brain is telling him to check his phone. What this does is amazing. It immediately pulls your engineer brain online and chills out the animal's panic button. You are literally changing your brain's response in that moment.
All right, next up, becoming a pattern recognizer. For this, you need to become a detective. And you need evidence. So for just 2 weeks, I want you to try this. Keep a resistance journal. Every single time you dodge a hard task, write it down. What was the task? What time was it? How was your energy? And, this is the most important part, what was the exact excuse your brain fed you? You do this for a couple of weeks, and I promise you, the code behind your self-sabotage will become crystal clear. And finally, we get to be the architect. This is where you use your data as a weapon. Because here's a secret. Your brain is a terrible judge of how hard things will actually be. It lies to you. So here's the hack. Run a difficulty audit. Before you start something you're dreading, rate how hard you think it will be on a scale of 1 to 10. Then just work on it for 10 minutes. That's it. After 10 minutes, rate how hard it actually was. You'll see it right there in your own handwriting. Your brain's fear is almost always a huge exaggeration. And once you have proof, those fears start to lose their power.
So what's the whole point of all this? What's the end game? It's simple, really. It's to finally become the pilot. And the key is to learn how to take action in spite of that feeling of resistance, not to wait for it to magically disappear.
And I really want to be clear about this. This isn't some magic trick to make hard things feel easy. It won't. That feeling of resistance, it's probably never going away completely. The goal isn't to get rid of it. The goal is to see it coming, to nod at it and say, oh, hey, I know you. You're just that old survival program running. And then to have a system ready to go so you can move forward anyway.
So let's leave it with this. This is the one big shift that changes everything. It's all about changing the question you ask yourself in those tough moments. You have to stop asking, why can't I just do this? Instead, you need to start asking, okay, what pattern is running right now? Seriously, that one question, that's the key. That's what unlocks the whole thing.